Hey, third graders! Today's lesson is called Comparison Problems. This is Unit 6, Lesson 4. So let's look back at last Thursday's math journal. That was April 30th. Now it's May 5th, but April 30th. The souvenir cost 67 cents. Write two different coin combinations to make 67 cents. So how did you solve it? I have three different combinations listed here, third graders. The first one is using quarters. 2 quarters, 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 2 pennies. Another combination is using mostly dimes. 6 dimes, a nickel, and 2 pennies equals 67 cents. And then I used mostly nickels, and I got 13 nickels and 2 pennies. What did you come up with? I bet you came up with some different combinations. You were supposed to write 2 different combinations for 67 cents. Okay, third graders, let's get on to our lesson. Make sure you do the journal for May 5th, and let's get on to our lesson here. We are going to be talking about comparing whole numbers. So we're just going to review a little bit. Most of this is review. We're also going to work on comparison bars, using comparison bars. Okay, so we're going to start with greater than, less than, or equal to. And of course, I've got a silly song for us, which I love to listen to. In fact, it's part of silly songs, school silly songs, I think. Silly school songs?
These symbols are the ones you use for greater than, less than, and equal to. Greater than, less than, equal to. Once upon a time there was a hungry alligator. He loved to eat numbers, so he figured out a way to always get the biggest bite when the numbers were there. He would stop for a second, take a look, and compare. Whichever number was the biggest of the two was the one that he would eat. So just to repeat, here's the main thing to know about the hungry alligator. He always eats the number that's greater. Greater. Greater than, less than, equal to. Greater than, less than, equal to. These symbols are the ones you use for greater than, less than, and equal to. Greater than, less than, equal to. The greater than symbol points to the right. The less than symbol points to the left. The symbol always points to the number that's smaller. I'd like to tell you more, but I'm running out of breath. Sometimes it can be hard to remember which symbol is which. So here's a simple little tip. The less than symbol is shaped like an L. Just remember L for less. That's how you can tell. Well, what about the equal sign? Now here's what it means when you see the equal sign. The value of the numbers is the same on both sides. But on the other hand, greater than and less than are called inequalities because they're not equal, man. Greater than, less than, equal to. Greater than, less than, equal to. These symbols are the ones you use for greater than, less than, and equal to. Greater than, less than, equal to.
All right, third graders. All right. I'm going to turn off that video and let's go into the lesson. Get out your math workbooks and open up to page 401. Those were some good hints about less than looking like an L. You're going to work on page 401. You might even be halfway done by now, but look at the numbers, compare them, and then write in greater than, less than, equal to. Make sure you always start on the left side. Read the number 653. 653 is greater than, less than, or equal to 663. Okay? And fill in your symbols. When you're done with the top part of the page, let's go and present here. When you're done with the top part of the page, At the bottom, you're going to order your numbers. This is review too, third graders. So you've got some numbers in tens and place value hundreds and thousands. Be sure you're reading greatest to least. So start with your biggest number to your smallest, and down here for 13 and 14, from least to greatest. Start with your smallest number and reorder them so that they are in the right order. All right, pause the video, work on page 401, and we're going to come back and check your answers. All right, let's check our answers, third graders. And you might want to pause the video for this too. Check your answers. Notice that we used a semicolon. That's a period with a comma underneath it. It's not a colon, two periods together, but like you used in telling time, but it's called a semicolon. So that just helps to tell the numbers apart so you don't have to write them so far apart. All right, I hope you did really good on this. This is review for us third graders. And then we're going to review next using comparison bars. Okay, so page 402 is next. And when you are looking at comparison problems, you need to ask right from the start, who has more? Okay, so the problem is David has 5 marbles and Anna has 8. Right away, say to yourself, who has more? Anna has more. So if you're using a comparison drawing or comparison bar, Anna is the one on top, okay? Comparison drawings are great. They just take a little bit more time. So if you've got bigger numbers to do, it's hard to do those comparison drawings. But you can compare Anna's and David's, and you can see that Anna has 3 more here, all right? Otherwise, third graders, using a comparison bar, then you fill in the numbers. So how many more marbles does Anna have? Well, we can tell right here that she has 3 more. David goes in the bottom of the comparison bar, okay? And we know that he has 5, so that number is filled in. What we don't know is how many fewer he has or how many more she has, okay? Now, the answer to 15 and 16 is the same number, right? 3, because you're asking about more and fewer with the same problem. Okay, let's review another problem. All right, this one is about Claire and Sasha. Claire has 8 marbles, Sasha has 15. Again, who has more? Well, third graders, I think I better move myself here. There we go. Sasha has more, so she's going to go on the top of the comparison bar. So I just labeled S for Sasha. Claire has fewer, she's going to go on the bottom. We know that Sasha has 15, so fill that in on your comparison bar. Claire has 8, fill that in. What we don't know is how many more Sasha has or how fewer marbles Claire has. So 8 plus something equals 15. 7. So your answers for number 17 and 18 are 7. How many fewer does Claire have? How many more does Sasha have? All right. Well, that was kind of a good review. Why don't you try this one, third graders? Ask yourself, who has more? And fill it in. Rocky has 7 fishing lures. Megan has 12. Of course, Megan is on top because she has more. Rocky's on the bottom. We don't know how many fewer he has. 7 plus something equals 12. 5. Did you get 5? Awesome. All right, and third graders, we're going to skip page 403. There's a lot of pages in this lesson, so we're going to look ahead to page 404. Both pages are very similar. I want you to practice using the comparison bar, okay, to draw them in to the comparison bar because you are going to be filling in and figuring out if you know how many fewer or how many more they have. And so it's really important that we practice this, all right? So you can copy this down. You've got a rectangle on the top, a smaller rectangle on the bottom with a circle or oval, okay? Ask yourself, who has more? That person's going to be on the top. The other person's going to be on the bottom. And then you're going to fill in these numbers where they belong, okay? So go ahead and work on this. Pause the video. At least do numbers 24 and 25 right now. And then if you want to pause the video again after we talk about those, you can do that. All right, third graders, let's talk about numbers 24 and 25. All right, TJ has 18 fewer miniature cars. All right, TJ has fewer. He's going to go right here on the bottom. Corey has 32. Corey's going to go on the top. And we know Corey has 32, so we're going to fill that number in. We don't know how many TJ has, so that's going to be a question mark. We do know that it's 18 fewer than Corey's. Okay, so 18 plus something is going to equal 32. Okay, now I want you to look at your comparison bar, make sure that you have the right numbers and the question mark in the right spot. And because it's really important, 18 does not go in the box because TJ doesn't have 18. Okay, he has 14, you figured out, right? And so that's really important to get that. Now, what I want to show you is how these two are related. All right, let's read the next problem. Corey has 18 more miniature cars than TJ. So Corey has more. We don't know how many more. He has 18 more. So our 18 is going to go in here again in the circle. But now this time, whoops. Oh, third graders. Sorry about that. I went way ahead. All right, here we go. He has 18 more. We know that TJ has 14, but we don't know Corey's. So we have these add-ins, but we don't know the total. It's like this is a math mountain, right? So we have the add-in, but we don't know the total. So you have to add these two. In the top problem, number 24, we were missing an add-in, but we knew the answer was 32. Okay, so if you add 14 and 18, you get 32, and that's the answer for number 25. All right, sorry about that, third graders. If you didn't do 26 and 27, pause the video, do them now. Otherwise, we're going to go over them and talk about them because they're related too. All right, still page 404. Grace has, might as well go back to presenting here. Grace has 19 fewer stuffed animals than Sophia. All right, Sophia has more. Put her in the top. Make sure that you have her in the top. Grace has 19 fewer. So that's going to be our number that goes in the circle, but we don't know how many Grace has. So that's where our question mark goes, okay? And we're figuring out that 19 plus something equals 31, which is 12, right? All right. Now, for number 27, you have Sophia has 19 more. Here's our 19 more. We don't know how many she has, but we know it's 19 more than Grace's. So Grace has 12 stuffed animals. How many stuffed animals does Sophia have? You need to add these two together, and that will get you your top number. Okay? It's really important that you get the numbers in the right spots when you're using the comparison bar, so when we get into bigger numbers, they can help you. All right, third graders, homework. Get out your homework and remembering book. Hopefully you've got it sitting, or maybe you've even been working on some of the pages. If you need extra math or want to do extra math, you can always get out your homework and remembering and do some of those old lessons. All right. Open up to page 253. You're going to do 6-4 homework side only. All right. And you're going to share your answers and send a picture of your work or share your answers with your teacher. There are 10 problems for you to do now. Okay. We just did all of this work, so you get to do it on your own now and show what you know. Okay. All right, thanks for joining me for math. See you next time.